Mark Rogers TV back with you to break down every schedule in college football, number 67 all the way up to number 1. So that's all the Power 5 schools, plus Army, Brigham Young, and Notre Dame. We're all the way up to number 37. This is the second most difficult schedule in the ACC, and typically this is not a spot for North Carolina State. So you've probably heard me be pretty critical of the Wolfpack's recent out-of-conference schedules. Basically, North Carolina State has reached postseason play since Dave Doran has been head coach, and it's not his issue. He hasn't made these schedules, but in the last few years, they've reached postseason play based on a pretty simple formula. Beat up 4 inferior teams out of conference, go like 3-5 in the ACC, you're 7-5, you go to a bowl game. Not in 2016. So, North Carolina State didn't necessarily go out and schedule difficult teams. They had one handed to them. Notre Dame. The Irish, of course, playing the 5 games each and every season against the ACC. That's the contract. And once one of those games is against NC State. Also, North Carolina State draws what will most likely be the 2 most difficult teams in the other division. If you're in the ACC, 14 teams, you play everyone in your division. You play 2 of the 7 in the other division. And for North Carolina State, that means Miami and North Carolina. Difficult schedule for NC State this year. So it starts off very light. Bye week, September 24th. Before that, on the 3rd, 10th, and 17th. Typical NC State stuff here. William and Mary at East Carolina, Old Dominion. Then they come back and they've got a date against Wake Forest to warm up in the ACC. Then listen to this 3-game stretch in October. Notre Dame at Clemson at Louisville. Later in the season, it's Florida State. It's Miami and North Carolina to finish off with 2 non-division games. And, of course, again, the 2 most difficult teams as it stands right now in the Coastal Division. NC State, second most difficult schedule in the Atlantic Coast Conference, number 37 in college football. Need to hear from you now on Mark Rogers TV.